NGC3324, but we're actually not going to be looking at this too much because I want to talk about the new Kindles and e-readers in general that were recently announced from when I'm recording this video, because I tend to record a week ahead. But yeah, so let's get to it. So this is, and I just need to hit that so I can actually interact with the page. So yes, they've announced the all-new Kindle family. And we have here the Kindle Colorsoft, which is the main thing I want to talk about. The new Kindle Scribe, or Scribe. I think at one point there was a D on there, but anyway. The Kindle Paperwhite, and then the base Kindle. And by the way, just quickly for anyone wondering, there are no patron buttons on any of these, and I did see one thing where apparently they are saying, yeah, we're not doing patron buttons anymore, period. It's all going to be touchscreen, which very much disappoints me because all of my e-readers have patron buttons. And yes, by the way, none of this is sponsored, no kind of compensation, nothing like that. I bought all of these over about 15 years. The bottom two are quite old. Still work though, still work. So yes, we've got, so just Kindle Scribe. But yeah, Kindle Colorsoft, that's the highlight. Ooh, look, we have color. We're going to be getting to that one, because that's, I can't say it's a bad product. I don't have one. I don't intend to get one. But it's one of those no bad products, bad prices though. Then the Kindle Paperwhite, which both the Colorsoft and Paperwhite are 7-inch screens, as I recall. Kindle Scribe is 10 inches. And then the Kindle here, I'm guessing, is 6-inch. Yeah, so 7 inches, as it says there. Colorsoft display, which I'll get to that in a little bit. I just want to... Okay, here we go. Yeah, 6-inch. Okay. But yeah, $280 for the Colorsoft, $400 for the Scribe, and that matters a little bit. For something I'll be showing you later. But yeah, so it's this new... Colorsoft screen. It's actually the E-Ink Kaleido 3 screen. But Amazon is saying that they have made some adjustments to how it is built, like, changing up the layers a little bit so that the colors should be a bit more, a bit more saturated, which is a complaint that people do have because there's already devices with color E-Ink screens using the same technology. And by the way, for anyone wondering, the Kaleido 3, and it's, here we scroll down, we'll get to it. The way it works is with a filter that goes over the screen, which has this result then. 300 pixels per inch, black and white, only 150 for color. So my guess is that it's using 2x2 quads, that it's just when the filter is being used for color, it's like you get red, green, and blue with that. The underlying black and white now interact with the filter to produce that. Then you still have one that determines black and white. Because that way you would be cutting the resolution in half along the axes. That does make sense to me. And supposedly, you can potentially see the filter. It's at a 45-degree angle. I have actually a color e-reader. This one arrived for me just yesterday. I ordered it a week ago. I can't see it, but I have seen some images where it does stand out. But anyway. Yeah, $280 for it. 7-inch screen and all that, and it's basically just a regular Kindle where you I don't really have a good analog for it at the moment, but you can interact with it with your finger, maybe also stylus like this. I don't know. I just don't feel like sticking out my finger all the time. But that's how you would interact with it. $280. Okay. Now let me close that. And, well, here, okay, good. Is back at the top. Managing these browser sources is not always that easy for me. All right, so this I want you to show you are the Kobos, okay? Because this is actually what I purchased. This is what I have right here. The Kobo Libre Color at $220, okay? That's what this is. With the sleep color, but also something else I'm going to get to in a little bit. 7-inch glare-free, my speech impediment is coming out. Color E-Ink Kaleido 3 screen with dark mode. So I can actually show you. There. This is normal ebook, but instead of it being a black text on a white background, it is a black background and a white text. I'm just experimenting, see how I like that. It does. I'm comfortable reading it, so it works for me. I may turn it off at some point. 32 gig of storage, which I think is the same as the ColorSoft. I mean, not a big deal. But there is something about this. And $220, by the way. Let's go to that first, skip ahead a little bit. I'm going to come back to the other point that I want to make. $220 for this, and that has what I paid, and this is the white. The ColorSoft is $280. $60 difference for the same thing, and, well, I can see some people being like, well, but I want access to the Amazon catalog for ebooks, I want access to Kindle Unlimited, or just, I know Amazon, I trust Amazon, I don't know Kobo. I can understand that could be, okay, $60 difference. You're willing to pay that. I get that. But then there's this. Compatible with Kobo stylus for note-taking. This, I believe, is priced at $70. So that the Kobo and the stylus, $290, which is definitely more the same price as the ColorSoft. But the thing is, the inclusion of this, it kind of changes the class of product a lot. Like, this is no longer just an e-reader. Now I can annotate far more freely. And it is, in fact, this isn't good. Well, actually, hang on. Let me see if I can just... There. I don't know if that's going to show up very well. Not with the background removal, anyway. Yeah, I can just freely draw on this. And I can change the color, eraser tip to get rid of all that. But yeah, I mean, it's just setting it back to what it was. That's actually really nice, especially for me, because legitimately, part of the reason why I wanted this combination is because this is an EPUB. Those annotations are stored, I'm not entirely sure how exactly and how I may access them, because EPUB's wonky since it can reflow the text. But if I put a PDF on here, and I've already tested this, and I mark it up, it is a layer, an annotation layer on the PDF then. So I can take that PDF, put it on the laptop, and now I can see all the annotations in place in that PDF. So if I'm editing a book, I can now mark it up on, I'm just closing it up, on this. I can mark it up on this, anywhere that I can carry this, put the PDF on the laptop, edit it there, put the PDF on my desktop, edit it there, or leave it on here and just go through pages by this to apply the edits. That's really, really awesome to have, and part of the reason why I wanted this. And none of that is something I can do on the Kindle ColorSoft because it doesn't have that stylus support. So I'd have to, mark something up with my finger, highlight with my finger, add a note, and then let me show you something. This is a Kindle 3. It's old, right? It is so old that the case, that's a light, okay? Because they didn't have the built-in lights yet for the screen. It's all buttons, because it's no touchscreen. Patient buttons on the sides, both sides, so it's ambidextrous. But a full keyboard. This is a full physical keyboard. So if I want to make a note, that's a lot easier than trying to tap on a screen and being unsure if it actually went through. Kindle 3. And this technically still works because it has Wi-Fi. Initially, Amazon had partnered with AT&T for a 3G service, I think it was. Maybe it was 2G, but in any case, that network has been shut down. This will still work because of Wi-Fi, assuming that Amazon is still providing the formats, the file formats that this will even take. And this is the Kindle DX. This is half a generation older. It's like a Kindle 2.5. There was a Kindle 2. That was much smaller. This is the Kindle DX. This is a 10-inch class screen. I think it's actually 9.7, but again, have a physical keyboard down here. Patron buttons. By the way, this is a joystick. Oh, they also both have... Nope, this one isn't there. Headphone jack. Volume rocker. Not necessarily for audiobooks. I never really use those. But text-to-speech is on both of these. It's built in. That's nice. I'm pretty sure that they dropped that from newer Kindles. But yeah. Very nice. Those are nice features that Amazon has been getting rid of, including the Patron buttons. But it's like, with this, I got a note to make. I can just write it out on the screen, and I'll get it in the PDF. That's going to be really powerful. I don't need to worry about dealing with a touchscreen keyboard. Don't need to worry about that. I can just write it directly there. And also there's actually notebooks. I haven't played around with that yet. You can have a basic notebook, which is basically just an image that you play on. And then an advanced one that apparently if you write out, it can try to convert that into text to save it there. So I haven't played with that yet, but again, this has so many other features when paired with the stylus. It's a completely different class of product, in my opinion, than the ColorSoft. And with the stylus, it's about the same price as the ColorSoft. Okay? So, I mean, ColorSoft is very overpriced for what it's offering, especially when you compare it to this, the Kobo Clara Color, which, yes, it's only a 6-inch screen instead of 7 inches, but look at that. It's $150. That's almost half. It's a little bit more than half the price of the ColorSoft, but you get the same color e-ink screen. Nearly the same. Amazon tweaks to the screen notwithstanding. But it's the same underlying technology. It's still the Kaleido 3. It's just been tweaked some. But this is going to offer the same level of annotation capability as the ColorSoft, and both are below this. What is Amazon doing pricing it at this? I do not understand that. And the point of this video is not only just to rant on that, it's also to share there are other options. If what you want is a Kindle and you want the ColorSoft, get it. I'm not saying don't. I am not saying that. What I'm saying here, kind of the idea here, is just there's other options, and maybe those are going to be worth considering. This is a different option, and it was worth me considering because there are features this gives me that I'm going to take advantage of, and I do, and I will enjoy. And by the way, just because there was the Scribe, and yes, there's also a black and white version of the Clara that's a little bit cheaper. There's also an 8-inch Kobo Sage. This has page-turn buttons. The Libra Color does. The Claras do not, and I believe the Ellipsa here, $400, 10.3-inch. So this is basically your direct competitor to the Amazon Scribe. I believe this does also have page-turn buttons. And I had to I had to look at these previously, and it was just like looking at the images. It's hard to see, but I'm pretty sure it does have them. I don't feel like pulling it up in here. But yeah, so it's like this would be the competitor to the Scribe. If you are interested in Scribe, maybe consider this as well. But hey, if you're like, I don't know Kobo, I don't know Rakuten, which is company behind it, but you know Amazon, you're comfortable with it, then stick with Amazon. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying consider the other options. You might find that they serve you better. And one thing I also want to add, and actually here, can I get it here? So Kobo has this Kobo Plus, $8 a month for unlimited reading. I think it's only a selection. It should be a fairly large selection, but a selection of their catalog, of their ebook catalog, and also you get access to their audiobooks. I know. Hang on. Shuffling between browser sources. There is also Kindle Unlimited. I don't know much about that. I don't care much for these subscription things. Like to me, that's more or less what a library card is for. Which, by the way, the Kobos work with. It's now called Libby. It used to be called Overdrive, where with a valid library card, you can borrow ebooks from your local library, which is pretty neat. It is supposed to be only for a limited amount of time. So you say like, yes, I want to borrow it for 2 weeks. So it's like, I mean, you can do that. It's free and it's built in. Like it's actually, I can connect it to a Libby account, and then from the device, borrow books. Okay, I don't need to do it through another app, is my understanding, because it can't connect that. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I'm probably not going to mess with that, but still that's something that Kobo's offering. That's all free. All free. You have 4 million digital titles there. Amazon is going to be dominant in that. I'm not seeing the price here. I just don't remember what it is, but whatever. Can I go back? It does not seem so. Well, that's fine. I kind of want to get to another option, which is this eReader, which is the Nook Glow Light 4. Let me just turn that on. So that's the wrong browser source to interact with. So that's the one all the way on the left, $150. So this price-wise competes with the Clara, which, no, this is not a color screen. They're just showing off that you can adjust the color temperature of the light, which can also do with the Kobo. It just isn't as strongly featured here. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure more to say there. It would be nice if they did. Yeah, so this would be the night mode that they're talking about there. 6-inch screen. So yeah, this is, as said, more directly comparable to the Clara. But specifically the Clara black and white. So this is about $30 more expensive. Maybe that's worth it for you. Maybe it's not. You do get page turn buttons on both sides, which you don't have on the Kindles, which I like my page turn button. And even the 4 Plus here, which is an 8-inch screen, that does also have physical page turn buttons on there. It's also a flush front, which can be nice. Bluetooth and headphone jack, so you can do audiobooks on that. It's not what I have. Although I bought this like a month before the Glowlight 4 Plus. I would have bought the Plus if I had waited a month. But one other thing that I wanted to talk about with Barnes & Noble, because I just talked about the Kindle Unlimited and the Kobo Plus or VIP, whatever that is, that gets you access to a whole bunch of books in the library. Barnes & Noble does not have that. But it does have... We can ignore the premium for the time being. It does have just the normal membership with the rewards of this. Every $10 you spend, you get 1 stamp. Once you get 10 stamps, you get $5 of basic cash back that can be spent on anything at Barnes & Noble, including more ebooks. And that, I actually am a premium member. I felt that was worth it for me. It's only $40 a year. So, I mean, it's not that bad. But 10% off almost everything, free shipping, no minimum purchasing. It's like, it's a nice benefit. And I have certainly purchased, I purchased so much from Barnes & Noble, I basically paid for that premium subscription twice. But that's my buying habits. And also, they will do periods where they have double stamps for the normal members, the free members, and triple stamps for premium. So that can really build up the cash back pretty quickly. But what's nice about that is it's not I have subscription. I don't need to keep paying the subscription. I just lost access to all these books, including the one. No, it's hey, there's a book I'm interested in. I don't know how much I really am going to be interested in it. I just hear nice things about it. I'll use that cash back, which is kind of sort of free money. I mean, not really. I did have to spend money to get it, but it still is the whole. I got it, and it's not costing me anything out of pocket, out of my bank, nothing like that. It's just there. I can use it. Get a book that I don't know if I'll like it. Get it. I read it. Maybe I like it, and maybe I don't. But it still is it's there. It's on the device until I delete it. It's on my account permanently. I don't think it can be removed. So unless Barnes & Noble itself shuts down, I'm going to have access to that, or if they lose a license. I know, technically, all this stuff, all these digital electronic purchases, I know it's just licenses. But let's continue with the delusion that you do own it, that you do have access to it indefinitely. Doesn't always happen. Amazon did have that issue a few years ago where they lost licensing and I had to remove a bunch of books from people's devices. That was not good. And ironically, one of those books, 1984. But yeah, so I'm just bringing this up though because this is an alternative, in my opinion, is an alternative to a subscription service where it's just if you're purchasing habits, if you're comfortable with having Barnes & Noble account, if your purchasing habits would support making this cashback thing worthwhile for you, because I've gotten, it's kind of funny, mainly movies because I've been reading public domain books that are free. And also, by the way, native EPUB support. Kindles do not natively support EPUBs. Okay, some people say they support EPUB. No, it has to be converted for the Kindle. You can have Amazon do that conversion for you with Send to Kindle, but they do not natively support EPUB. So I can just go online, somewhere like Project Gutenberg, somewhere like Standard eBooks, download the EPUB, put it on, and I'm good. Or download the Kobo version, and I'm good. They do also offer versions that work on the Kindle, but it's like I can also open up, I can edit that EPUB, I can make my own EPUBs, as I do for my books, and put that on there. And I'm trying to remember, this is the second time I recorded this video. Don't remember if I mentioned this one, but one thing kind of funny, because I am self-published on Amazon, including for Kindle. They don't take the Kindle version, because there is the Kindle previewer that will convert an EPUB to the Amazon format. Great, wonderful. Here you go. Why don't you publish it? No, I won't take it. Why not? I want an EPUB. The Kindle Developer Program forces an author to give them EPUBs, but their devices can't read EPUBs. I do not understand Amazon. Anyway, so yeah, just if you're buying habits and if you're comfortable with Barnes & Noble, because I understand some people, they don't like certain companies, or they just don't want another account. I understand that. Completely do. But it is if your buying habits would support it. I mainly purchase movies from Barnes & Noble as it happens. I got a stack of books over here that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hardcover books that are in my view over there. 2 of them are actually trilogies, so there's more than that, as far as actual text goes. But I mean that's probably $200 worth of books there. So that would be $10 in rewards. But I purchased the bulk of that money because special edition Lord of the Rings, special edition Hobbit, those together were like 120 or 130 with triple stamps. Very, very effective. So got a lot of rewards out of that, and the movies and all that. I mean, you take advantage of that, you can accrue a lot of that cash back and just use it for whatever. And I did, in fact, 6 books that I recently purchased for the Nook. I'm not sure when I'll get to them. Technically free, because it was all by that cash back. And those are books that I knew I wanted. Where it's like, I know what they relate to, and it's like, yes, I'm interested in that, I want to be there. I also purchased 2 books a while ago where it's just people were saying, hey, these are really good books. People should read them, and I read them. I did not care for them nearly as much, but still, it's like, I just got it with that cashback because it's not actually free, but it's effectively free because it's like, it's not out of pocket for me. It's money sitting there that I can use that way. And I like that. To me, I like that a lot better than paying a subscription I may or may not be taking full advantage of. And yeah, because those 6 books I said I got recently in here, I have no idea when I'm going to read them, but they're going to be on here until I remove them. That's really nice. Don't need to worry about a subscription. Don't need to worry about if I'm going to, when I'm going to be taking advantage of it. No feeling that, oh, if I don't, then it's a waste of money. Nope. They are there because I purchased them. So, I like that. All right. Okay. So, yeah, kind of just calm me down from the rant. But as I said earlier, the main reason I'm doing this video, I am unimpressed by the new, at least the Color Soft. It seems horribly overpriced, in my opinion, based on alternatives. If it's what you want, get it. I really just want to make this video to rant a little bit on it, and also to just share that there are other options. If you want a color e-ink screen, there's the Kobo Libre color, which might be more than you need. It might be offering more than you really want. But then there's the Kobo Clara. Both are at more reasonable prices for what they're offering than the Color Soft. Who knows, maybe Barnes & Noble will eventually do a color Nook. Don't know. There's also other companies as well. There are some that basically they're Android tablets with e-ink screens. Some of them are color even. And that way you can have the Kindle app on there, you can have the Nook app, you can have the Kobo app, you can have whatever app you want on there. So that may be the best option for you. It's up to you. I would just urge that do some research, find alternatives, because some of those alternatives might be more what you actually want. The Kobo, there we go. This has features that I want. That's why I got this. And I knew that Amazon would likely be announcing new Kindles soon. I still ordered this because it had offered me features that I wanted. And it's features that are in that class of product, as I said, that this is in, and the Color Soft isn't. So, I'm happy. And I hope if you're going to be making a purchase within this stuff, do your research so you'll be happy too. See you next time.